Is Elijah Situma, who now joins us live in studio to help us understand what this curriculum is all about and why have they launched it now. Thank you very much, Mr. Elijah Situma.
Thank you for having me.
Congratulations on the recent launch. But why really do we need this curriculum for HR professionals?
I think what we're trying to do as an institute is to develop and equip the human resource manager to be of more value to the economy as well as to the employer. So that's why we have thought it nice that we have to come up with a syllabus that each HR professional has to go through. After this HR professional has been tested, then he will be certified. As I've said earlier, the board of knowledge that is going to examine the capability and the competence of the HR professional has been thought through so that it is relevant and practical to the challenges that we are facing currently as human resource practitioners in the industry. And that's why we want really to urge all HR professionals to enroll as students, to get this certification. You have to enroll yourself. There are those who will be exempted because we take cognizance of the fact that HR professionals have trained variously from other institutions. But this certification then has to undertake you through that examination whether you have got the required knowledge to practice human resource in this country.
All right. Yeah. Well, some of the practitioners have read malice into this new curriculum. Perhaps there's a lot when it comes to regulation. There's also the Act. And all this is yet to take effect. Are you running ahead of yourselves?
Not really. When we started implementing the Act, we had a strategic plan that is guiding us on how to implement the Act. The first aspect is to register all human resource practitioners in the country. For them to register, they have to apply, they have to certify that they are working in human resource management, they have got their diploma or bachelor's degree, the number of years they have worked for. Then now comes the second pillar of trying to certify, make sure that there are standards. Bina, you would agree with me that as a professional, you need to raise the bar in terms of your delivery. You need to be accountable for the decisions you make. Besides the regulation that we have in the Act also tells us to establish an examination board for all HR trainings that will happen in the country. Previously, this examination have come from the Kenya National Examination Council, but the Act has passed in Parliament, so it could that this professional body needs to have its own examination board to examine professionals. Why? Because we understand the area of human resources. What are the challenges?
So
what
is
are
it
the
a
practical needs?
Is it a question of a lack of competence in the current crop of managers, or why are you looking towards doing this? What's the end goal?
The end goal is really to make sure that the competences are standardized, that they are commonly accepted as a profession. Elsewhere in the world, there is a lot of certification that is done in every profession, even in the HR profession.
Correct.
This is the same benchmark that we want to come up with. And if we are going to compete globally in terms of human resources or other professionals, then this curriculum is a must-have in this country. I want to note here that we are the first African country to come up with this. Make sure that there is a curriculum and a syllabus for human resource professionals to undertake so that they are capable, that their competence is tested and they are certified. So this is a good thing. Really, will emplace that those who are partners to this curriculum, because there will be a lot of higher learning institutions, universities, polytechnics, all those institutions that are offering diploma, they might want to consider to be accredited as centers through which this curriculum will be delivered.
And last but not least, allow me to bring in the elephant in the room. We've seen companies paying through the nose when it comes to lawsuits that have been filed by employees who've been wrongfully dismissed. I've not seen serious action coming from IHRM in the case that a HR manager has been found to have contravened parts of the law. Perhaps what teeth does IHRM need going forward when it comes to disciplinary cases and also just give us a sense of how much companies have been paying in terms of lawsuits for employees who've been wrongfully dismissed.
I might not give you a figure at the moment, but I can estimate that is huge amounts of money, millions of monies are paid through the Employment and Labor Relations Court when employees who are wrongly dismissed launch their complaints. If you trace back why, is because the human resource manager, who is the advisor within the organization on how employment laws ought to be followed during the process of termination and separation, does not have the knowledge, does not have the expertise, does not give a correct advice. And the human resource managers normally will hear what the CEO has said, I don't want so and so, and they go ahead without following the procedure. When you go to the Employment and Labor Relations Code, they will ask you whether did you follow the procedure as outlined in the Employment Act. And if you didn't, that alone, leave alone the cause why you are terminating the staff. The failure to follow the procedure itself will give you a maximum compensation to this staff of 12 months' wages. That's a lot. In terms of organizations, probably you're not budgeted
it's
for
a huge
that.
cost, really.
Very huge cost. So that's why we're emphasizing through the curriculum and the syllabus we've come up, there is a whole level that is devoted to the employment law and the environment and how to go ahead and make sure you have the practical competence on how to handle such a dismissals in the workplace.
All right. Perfect place to end the conversation.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Elijah Situma there, the chairman of the Institute of Human Resource Management. And of course, just speaking on the back of the recently launched curriculum that targets to streamline the industry, which is a key area for many companies that are right now embracing human resources. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, I'll be speaking to Engineer Philip Gishuki, who is the Managing Director for Nairobi Water Company, and we'll be talking about why this issue of water continues to be politicized, as well as why don't we have water in our taps. You don't want to miss that interesting conversation coming up shortly.